teenager living in the south of France as a teenager. That must have been nice. I would have enjoyed that, I would imagine.
Yeah, it was nice, and it was the beginning of the FM stations. So I was 12 and I called the number one station and I told them, hey, I just spent 1 year in the US. You're doing everything wrong. and,
Nice.
and the GM, he said, okay, come next Wednesday. So I came and we had a 3 hour talk.
Wow.
So I talked to him about the sound, about the sweepers, about passion for music and everything that I was listening to when I was in California. And he said, okay, you want a show? And I said, yes, I want a show. What kind of music you want to play? So I say, I want a mix of funk music like George Benson, Imagination, and stuff like that with new wave like Zig Zig Sputnik and Aha and pop music and then that station that was number one, it was called FM7. Then it became part of the big brand Energy. So at 14, I was on the number one radio station called Energy, and it was very fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. At 14, that's what you're thinking, right?
I know.
At 14, you know what we were doing?
Yeah.
We were taking the bus to the beach.
I was goofing off. So did you go by your own name? Is that
Sam Z? Or
yeah.
in French, it's Sam Z.
Very nice. How do you say your last name?
Sniper.
Okay. So
Sniper.
Sniper.
It's like a sniper, but sniper.
Okay.
But a softer Z.
And you've always just been doing research. You just called up and said, "Look, I've done my research." And this guy, I love that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And so you were a star. You were in high school, and you were a big star then. I mean, because clearly the kids were listening to you. Probably, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, but I was not there a lot.
Nice.
So like a what do you call it? Just a personality they know that makes you even more interesting, more like big wonder. You're like a
Yeah.
Did you play the dances? Were you spinning? Spinning.
Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I was going into clubs and I was talking to the people who were managing those clubs, and they were like, "How are you?" And I was like, "Well, I'm 14 or 13." Or it's like, "How did you get here?" And then they gave me some nights, and I was DJing, and then I was DJing in huge rave parties and stuff like that. But I was 18 or 20 at that time.
Wow. And your parents were all in. At 14, they were like, "Yeah, great."
No, my mother tried to stop everything, and she almost stopped everything for like around 3 or 4 months, and then I start again.
Wow. Mom, you're embarrassing me.
Well, a parent wants their kid to have a normal childhood.
Yeah, she tried.
But clearly, you found your passion immediately. This was it.
Yes. Yeah. I think when I heard that the sound of that station in California, I knew it was for me.
Yeah.
So was it the music and radio equally that you felt passionate about equally, or one or more than the other?
Yeah, it was music and radio. Music, why? Because it was the language that I find that can be used worldwide, and because I've noticed when I was 7, there was 7 or 8, there was the Saturday Night Fever movie, and there was that album with the Bee Gees, and I've noticed that in the south of Morocco, in the desert, they were listening to this song, and then in the city center of Casablanca, they were listening to this song, and then in Paris, they were listening to this song, and in California, they were listening to these songs. I was like, that's the language I like. and then radio. It was how those people were listening to it, to those songs all around the world. So there was kind of something that was correlating all those people around the world, and it was music and radio.